Hi everybody, I'm back with a question that I get asked so often in the collecting community by collectors and friends I know. And it's, what's going to happen to my collection when I'm gone? This is a concern for me too. Now, everybody's circumstance is different, everybody's family life is different, but personally, I had wanted through the years to have my collection go into a museum. It would have been so nice. It's something where I was so proud and blessed with what I had that if it had gone into a museum, stayed just as it was, and although nobody would know who I was going to say the collection of Lauren Loring and etc. It would have been a place I would be happy to haunt. Let's put it that way. But so often, unless you're going to make your own museum, which is extremely costly, museums that are existing have an X amount of space, and to have a brand new collection, your collection doesn't really have to be that vast, but it's often an issue of room for them to take whole collections and add them to an existing museum. I did do my research on that. Now, depending on where you're from and the circumstance in your area, it might be different if this is something you want to do. I'd say check. Definitely. Go for it. Do your research. Do your homework. The second thing, obviously, not necessarily second, but just as options, is if anybody in your family would like to have the pieces and like on a collecting appreciated basis. There are some people I know that, in their families, they kind of took up the collecting gene. I did. My mother started a collection for me when I was 5 years old. She collected with me. She didn't necessarily have an existing collection. We collected together till she passed away. She's been gone 20 years. I continued collecting, and it's always something that in the back of my mind, I buy a new piece and I say, my mother would love this. And she would. It was some of my fondest memories growing up is collecting together. And we did have, different opinions and we liked different things, but it was just a joy to have that mutual love, but that's rare. I don't know many cases where the collections are like a joint love in the family. If you don't have someone to leave your collection to, naturally selling is going to be, the way to go, because very often you have pieces that are not appreciated, and, it could realize a good deal of money after the fact when you're gone. For people, if they don't want it, they don't want it, so they're just basically taking up space. So you need somebody reliable that will take the collection, liquidate it for you, with the least amount of hassle absolutely necessary. I have to be honest, this is the way I'm going. And originally, I had 2 or 3 different potential estates that I wanted to handle my collection. The first one was the Ralts. If you're familiar with the Ralts, they're very good, been around a long time. I had originally put down in my will that I wanted them to handle my collection. They will supposedly come to your area, kind of appraise the collection. They will pack the dolls. They will take them to their warehouses, and after that they will put them up for auction. This is wonderful, very prestigious too. If you look at some of their auctions and how they handle things, they are super classy, very professional. The thing that kind of had me second guessing with that option was exactly what do you collect. I personally, and everybody collects something different, so again, this is a research and homework type thing. I collect artist dolls. Vintage artist dolls, true, but artist dolls. The Ralts' specialty is antique. They do dabble in artist dolls, but their bread and butter is antique. Because of that, I do know, I've known people in the past that had wanted them to handle the collection, and they didn't take the whole collection because they were interested in like an odd piece or two, but not the entirety. That will present complexities to whoever your recipients are and your beneficiaries if somebody that you're leaving the collection to doesn't take them all. If they start breaking up the collection, that can present a problem. The next name on my list that does deal in secondary market is the Dollarly, based in Massachusetts. Again, this is a second generation store, wonderful, reputable. They will take your collection. The only standout issue I have is when they are dealing with your collection, and again, they will take them, they will sell them, they will document it, and they will give you proceeds. They usually take a very high percentage of whatever is, whether it's each piece or it's accumulative. They tend to take about 30% of price realized for your pieces. That can be, I mean, if you don't care and you just want to have, everything taken care of, that is okay. If you want to kind of maximize the value, that would make you kind of second guess it. The third name on my list, and the current place that I have in my will, I think they are absolutely fantastic, is Gigi's Dolls and Sherry's Teddy Bears in Chicago. They are reputable. They are time-honored. They've been around a long time. And what I love about them is, again, before I tell you exactly what I love, they will come to your home. They will pack up the dolls. They will document. They will do all the hard labor. But what I love about them most is they do not price gouge. They sell the dolls for a fair amount. They will give you a fair amount realized. It's not something where you say to yourself, they are really going to go for the last penny. They are so fair. And when it comes to handling and pricing, not just when you're buying from them, but like when you're reselling, you're going to get an honest market value for your pieces, and your beneficiaries are going to deal with something that is straightforward and honest, quick. They are my basic recommendation, as I say, where I am going to leave my collection. I already, Gigi and Sherry know this. They are excellent to work with. I bought for them many times. As I say, the estates are handled very well. They still sell pieces on a secondary market basis where they get the estate pieces, and then when they do pass them on to the buyer, very fairly priced, dealing with the current market value, which is not overinflated, which is realistic, which is going on a rolling basis of what you would see if you check like WorthPoint. We have talked about this before. If you check like WorthPoint and you check like the ending price realized on these auctions, whether it's for Thorolt's, whether it's for eBay, whatever it is, they're going to give you something very current, very honest, very true, and that is my recommendation. Again, please don't just take my word for it. Do your homework. Do what's best for you, exactly what's in your collection. Research these places. Come to your own conclusion. But this is just my thought when people ask me and they say, what's your choice? What's your first thought that jumps into your mind? This is it. I would say Gigi and Sherry's. But again, go for your area. Go for the pieces that best deal with you. If you have antique, I'm going to suggest Thorolt's. If you have contemporary dolls, if you have, vintage dolls, you have artist dolls, you have the modern, check out these places. Do the most comfortable fit for you and the people in your life. And above all, while you want to have a plan for tomorrow, don't skimp on today. Enjoy what you have. Take every day as it comes. Look around and say, thank you, Lord, for what I have. I know that's what I do. Be blessed and be well, everybody. Thanks for checking this out.